Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm going to start my first reading with a piece that I found uh, that William Penn wrote. It is entitled William Penn Describes the Lenni-Lenape Indians of Pennsylvania. And, a lot of folks have heard about the Lenape, or, that they were Indians here before uh, colonization. Um, but we don't really know a lot. The Lenape themselves was a huge tribe, many, many branches. But the Lenni-Lenape, which were, I believe, central to here, what we could call Philadelphia, this region, where the actual capital of the Algonquin Nation was. The Lenni-Lenape, Lenni, I believe, is the word that they use for original. It's original, it means original people. And they were the head tribe, if you will, for of over all of the tribes that were in the Algonquin Nation. So anybody out there that knows more about it than me, I'm happy to be corrected or informed, educated. I love this stuff. So right now I'm going to read what William Penn wrote from his eye observation, from him observing them from his own eyes. All right. He says, the natives I shall consider in their persons, language, manners, religion, and government with my sense of the original. For their persons, they are generally tall, straight, well built, and of singular proportion. They tread strong and clever, and mostly walk with a lofty chin. Of complexion, black, but not by design. I'm sorry, black, but by design, as the gypsies in England. In other words, they look like the gypsies in England, but black. They grease themselves with bear's fat, clarified, and using no defense against the sun or weather, their skins must needs be swarthy. Their eye is little and black, not unlike a straighty looked Jew. The thick lip and flat nose, so frequent with the East Indians and blacks, are not common for them, for I have seen as comely European like faces among them, of both, as on your side the sea, and truly the Italian complexion have not much of the white, and the noses of several of them have as much of the Roman. Their houses are mats, or barks of trees set on poles, in the fashion of an English barn, but out of the power of the winds, for they are hardly higher than a man. They lie on reeds or grass. In travel, they lodge in the woods about a great fire, with the mantle of duffels they wear by day wrapped about them, and a few bows stuck around them. Their diet is maize or Indian corn, divers ways prepared, sometimes roasted in the ashes, sometimes beaten and boiled with water, which they call haman. They also make cakes, not unpleasant to eat. They have likewise several sorts of beans and peas that are good nourishment, and the woods and rivers are their larder. But in liberality they excel. Nothing is too good for their friend. Give them a fine coat, gun, or other thing, and I'm sorry I mixed that up. It says, but in liberality they excel. Nothing is too good for their friend. Give them a fine gun, coat, or other thing, and it may pass 20 hands before it sticks. Light of heart, strong affections, but soon spent. The most merry creatures that live feast and dance perpetually. They never have much, nor want much. Wealth circulateth like the blood. All parts partake. Though none shall want what another hath, yet exact observers of property. They care little because they want but little, And the reason is a little contents them. In this, they are sufficiently revenged on us. If they are ignorant of our pleasures, they are also free from our pains. They are not disquieted with bills of lading and exchange, nor perplexed with chancery suits and executor, executor reckonings. Since Europeans came into these parts, they are grown great lovers of strong liquors, rum especially, and for it exchange the richest of their skins and furs. If they are heated with liquors, they are restless until they have enough to sleep. That is their cry. Some more, and I will go to sleep. But when drunk, one of the most wretchedest spectacles in the world. These poor people are under a dark night in things relating to religion, to be sure, the tradition of it. Yet they believe in a God and in mortality without the help of metaphysics. For they say, there is a great king that made them, who dwells in a glorious country to the southward of them, and that the souls of the good shall go thither, where they shall live again. Their sacrifice is their first fruits. The first and fattest buck they can kill goeth to the fire, where he is all burnt with a mournful ditty of him that performeth the ceremony, but with such marvelous fervency and labor of body that he will even sweat to a foam. The other part is their cantico, performed by round dances, sometimes words, sometimes songs, then shouts, two being in the middle that begin and by singing and drumming on a board direct the chorus. Their postures and dance are very antic and different, but all keep measure. This is done with equal earnestness and labor, but great appearance of joy. In the fall, when the corn cometh in, they begin to feast one another, and there have been two great festivals already to which all come that will. I was at one myself. Their entertainment was a green seat by a spring under some shady trees, and 20 bucks with hot cakes of new corn, both wheat and beans, which they make up in a square form in the leaves of the stem and bake them in the ashes. And after that they fell to dance. But they that go, excuse me, but they that go must carry a small present in their money. It may be sixpence, which is made up of bone of a fish. The black is with them as gold, the white. Silver, they call it all wampum. We have agreed that in all differences between us, 6 of each side shall end the matter. Don't abuse them, but let them have justice, and you win them. The worst is that they are worse for us. The Christians who have that they the worst is that they are worse for the Christians who have propagated their vices and yielded them tradition for ill and not for good things. But as low in ebb as they are at, and as glorious as their condition looks, the Christians have not outlived their sight with all their pretensions to a higher manifestation. What good, then, might not a good people graft where there is so distinct a knowledge left between good and evil? I beseech God to incline the hearts of all that will come into these parts to outlive the knowledge of the natives, but a fixed obedience to their greater knowledge of the will of God, for it were miserable indeed for us to fall under the just censure of the poor Indian conscience, while we make profession of things so far transcending. And that is the end of this little piece that William Penn wrote about his observations about the Lenni-Lenape. I'd like to follow up in my next recording with just some elaborations on some of the words that were said here. I want to look them up and go back and read those passages and explain some things like the word swarthy for one, and look at you. I don't know what that was, what he meant by that. Conscience, why he referred to the just censure, just censor of the Indian conscience is the reason why he said that. So I hope that you enjoyed this first episode of Penelope's Readings. I'm once again broadcasting out of the 19130 area code from the Lenni, IPAM, the Indigenous Peoples Artisan Marketplace. See you soon. Peace and love.